What's happening, man? It's Dominique Trap Franson, and you watching True School Sports. Wow, na 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 na. Boom.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is my official post-fight review and breakdown for the final of the Pro Box TV Last Chance tournament. You know, we had personal favorite of mine, Kendo Castaneda, taking on Antonio Moran, and the result of the fight is a dominant 10th round stoppage victory for Antonio Moran over Kendo Castaneda. So let's talk about it. Going into the fight, Moran was a favorite. I was picking him to win the fight, even though I wanted Castaneda to win, just because I felt like with his skills and his consistency throughout the rounds, he was going to have an advantage over Kendo Castaneda unless Kendo could press him and get on the inside and be the explosive fighter that he's been the first two rounds. And I also knew, too, Kendo was coming off of a fight with Joseph Fernandez, which took a lot out of him. So, you know, when you come off a fight like that, you just don't know how a fighter's going to respond, especially against a more experienced, technically sound fighter like Antonio Moran. But I would say right now, this would have to be the defining moment in the career of Antonio Moran. I mean, Antonio Moran 3 years ago had that fight with Devin Haney, where Devin Haney knocked him out in 7 rounds. He's the only person to do so. Moran has fallen short multiple times at world level against the likes of Jose Pedraza, Arnold Barbosa Jr. He had a draw with Yomar Alamo. So he's been right there, and he's been in some fights at world level. And now that he's won this tournament, he wins $50,000, so God bless him. And he wins a contract with the Pro Box Promotion, so good for him. Kendo in this fight, Kendo Castaneda, I don't think he has anything to hang his head about, because really nobody thought he would get this far. He was coming off of 5 losses coming into the tournament. He knocked out Sonny Fredrickson. He had a great fight with Joseph Fernandez. And in this fight, he was getting dominated. Like, he didn't win a round like the 8th round, but I think it was the fifth or the 6th round. He got dropped with a body shot. And, you know, his corner was telling him, like, look, man, if you don't fight harder, we're going to stop this fight. And, you know, he responded very well from that, and he started fighting a little bit harder. He started getting on the inside more, throwing more overhand rights, putting more pressure on Antonio Moran. But like they always say, pressure makes diamonds, and Antonio Moran shined like one tonight, because there were even in some of Kendo's best rounds, he'd put pressure on Moran, and he would get in his chest. But then ultimately, Moran would just respond with one of those long, straight right hands. Every time one of them long right hands landed on Kendo, Kendo retreated and Kendo took a step back. So it was you know, it was a really good performance from Moran. A very disciplined game plan fought throughout the course of 10 rounds. And for Kendo, like I said, he didn't have the skills or the fundamentals to compete to compete with Moran in a boxing match. But Kendo Castaneda, I think he did what he could in the latter half of the fight, but ultimately it wasn't his night. Moran was a better man, and now that Antonio Moran is the champion of this last chance tournament on Pro Box, I think he's in a great position, because now he can get a decent fight with somebody in the weight class. If Devin Haney vacates those belts soon, who knows? Maybe he can win a fight or two and get himself into a position to fight for a world title. You just don't know. But either way you cut it up, slice it and dice, it's a great thing for boxing. This whole tournament from start to finish has been amazing. Seeing these guys that the boxing industry and the boxing business just threw to the wolves and threw by the wayside. Guys whose careers were once promising, but for one reason or another didn't really pan out or went south. Seeing these guys get a chance and get proper training camps and get to fight on good cards like Pro Box, you know, it's been probably for me with all the negative things going on in boxing, it's been one of the positives of the year, this Pro Box tournament. So yeah, shout out to Antonio Moran for a clinical performance. Shout out to Kendo Tremendo Castaneda, who finishes as the runner-up. He doesn't get the $50,000 prize, but he gets $25,000 as runner-up. And I think Kendo's stock has went up this tournament. Like, I want to see him fight again. I would like to see him fight some guys at a lower level than Moran. And I think Kendo, he may not be a world championship fighter, but that's okay. You don't have to be a world championship fighter. A lot of guys make more money being just exciting TV fighters than they do being world championship fighters. Look at a guy like Gabe Rosado. He never won a world title, but he's made more money than a lot of world champions because people want to see him fight. And I feel like if put in the right matchups, again, Kendo Tremendo Castaneda will deliver the action. He will deliver moments in the ring, because ultimately that's what boxing is. At the end of the day, strip boxing of the titles and all these accolades that we forget about years from now, the one thing people will remember any fighter for is moments. So for me, when I think about this last chance tournament, I'm obviously going to think about this final where Antonio Moran where Kendo brought the best out of Antonio Moran, and Antonio Moran boxed great, surgical, straight right hands all night and stopped them. But when I think about this tournament, I'm gonna think about two things mainly. I'm gonna think about Kendo Castaneda's devastating knockout over Sonny Fredrickson in the first round of the tournament, and I'm gonna think about the fight with John Fernandez, which was one of the best fights in boxing this year. So his stocks went up. I still want to see him. Great TV fighter, worth our time, worth our energy, worth our attention, worth a ticket sale. Kendo Castaneda, and I hope he recovers well. But yeah, shout out to Antonio Moran for he's rebounded in a great way, because he got knocked out by Devin Haney 3 years ago, and then had to draw Yomar Alamo. So he's shown, just like Kendo, he's shown his own mental resolve and his own toughness to come back from what he's came from. And now I will look for him to get a crack at the world level sometime in 2023. So yeah, man, that's it. That concludes our coverage for the first installment of the Pro Box TV, Pro Box Promotions Last Chance Tournament. One of the best things in boxing. So yeah, Antonio Moran gets the 10th round stoppage in a dominant performance over Kendo Tremendo Castaneda, one of San Antonio's very own. But he still showed resolve, Kendo, to keep fighting, and Antonio Moran had to beat the fight out of him, literally. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing too. You are spectacular, and
Thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.